Hey, Ken Roczen. Before we start this, ahead of the Gold Coast round of World Supercross, take us through your week. How's Australia? You got a lot of fans here, but looks like a fun time.
Oh, it's been awesome. Like, I love coming to Australia anyways. Obviously been in Melbourne and Perth, but then coming up here, you know, I drove a half a minute down the road and I opened up my windows, the weather was nice, and I'm like, man, this is it. I could probably move here in a heartbeat, to be honest, but the week's been super fun. I was staying up at Surfers Paradise the first night, which was awesome, exploring it. And then, of course, just having the ocean right here. You know, I've been in it almost every day. I went surfing this morning. We went and drove shifter cards, so it's been a very eventful week. I love being here. We had a autograph signing yesterday, and that we signed for like an hour and a half, so people were really stoked. Lots of people showed up, and it's been really fun so far.
It was warm in Perth last year, kind of hot here this year as well, so a little bit different for Supercross.
Yeah, big time difference, right? We normally don't. Sometimes Daytona can get a little warm and humid, you know what I mean? But since this is kind of a day thing here as well, it's definitely warmer than what we're used to, and it makes it. If you add in some heat in a Supercross setting, I guess, it makes it quite a bit more difficult.
When you go the 17 rounds in America, quite predictable from weekend to weekend. Is the unknown of World Supercross in terms of the new venues, stadiums, environments, is that kind of different to prepare for? How do you prepare for that mentally?
For sure, because back in the U.S., I have my own bus, same schedule, and we kind of just have a system going after so many years. So you're definitely in your comfortable setting. It makes it kind of fun coming to all these different places, right? You are winging it a lot more because it just depends on where you're at. Like here, you have all kinds of cool places around. You can go get lunch and like do all this stuff, but you go other places, that's not really the case sometimes. So it's definitely a little bit of the unknown sometimes, but at the same time, I enjoy it. You know, it's different and it takes you out of your everyday routine being back in the US, and I think that's why I enjoy it so much.
Hey, final one from me. You have the red plate on. There has been a bit of confusion regarding, you're obviously not listed as a wild card, but at the same time you have said that you're potentially not doing all 5 rounds. So where are we at with that? Will we see Ken Roczen beyond Australia?
No, this is going to be my last one, definitely. I've been vocal about it too for quite some time now. And yeah, I do have the red plate, so I'm not sure. I would think that the red plate goes to the person that's next in line and racing the full season. And it seems like I'm kind of like that in between, like not obviously full-time guy and not quite a wild card. So yeah, it's just kind of like an in-between, but this plan has been set for a long time now, and this will be my final round.
Thank you, appreciate it. Hey, Eli Tomac, World Supercross Australian Grand Prix, different location this year on the Gold Coast. So firstly, how are you finding it so far?
It looks nice. This is, of course, my first time on this side of Australia, and checking out the stadium earlier, looks sweet. It's like a huge track, huge floor for it, and the town's been pleasant. It's been a little humid, but other than that, it's been super nice. So beautiful beaches, beautiful town, and excited to get on my dirt bike tomorrow.
Yeah, I said that to Kenny earlier. Supercross and obviously Perth last year was kind of warm as well, but it feels strange racing Supercross in the kind of not quite summer, but yeah, in the heat.
Yeah, it's Supercross in the 90s with humidity is tough.
Yeah, it is. It's getting more familiar now to us, at least, to see you on the Red Bull KTM factory racing team. We all know how smooth the transition has been, at least from this side. Has it still felt that way for you?
Yeah, it's been very smooth. I haven't been rolling around in my bed at night thinking about what we really need to fix at this point or what we need to do. So of course we're always trying to improve, but there's been it's been smooth sailing, man. And then we had a really good race at Vancouver. So yeah, I'm rocking and rolling right now.
How much did you learn? Could you learn? Did you take away from Vancouver?
It was perfect. It totally was good to get the bike in the race scenario there, do some battling, got some good starts. So it was a successful weekend, and of course I learned maybe one or two things that I didn't know until we went racing.
final one from me. Kind of unique this weekend, I guess, that it is press day, but no riding as such, straight into Saturday. So how much does that change anything, considering you are on the other side of the world?
I got here early enough. Like, I got here Wednesday morning, so I'll be good to go. Like, I showed up, I thought, a day earlier, you know, to get adjusted, and then to the time change and whatnot. But we get enough practice too, and we're so good now at adapting to new tracks. So we'll be plenty ready to go on Saturday.
Awesome, thank you, appreciate it. Hey, Matt Moss, World Supercross, the Australian Grand Prix this year on the Gold Coast. So you're coming off a really solid WSX Open. Yeah, a bit of momentum there. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it was. Last weekend was a race I sort of really needed. A lot of fun. I had a smile on my face while I'm racing, so that's what it's all about. And I feel like if I bring the same energy that I had at Melbourne this weekend, it will be really good here in the Gold Coast. It's I have a solid week riding with Haiden Deegan, surfing with the Mad Hueys, and just enjoying life at the moment. A smile on my face, and just that seems to, when I ride really well. I think I've just been a little bit highly strung, so just letting loose this weekend and hopefully get some good starts and get amongst it.
We know you're not full-time anymore in terms of being a pro, but at the same time, you weren't able to race in Canada. You were there and then didn't line up. Then that short turnaround, you came good for Melbourne. Like I said, momentum's there. So is it just a kind of a case of getting that, racing yourself back into shape, into the right frame of mind? Tell us what the mindset is.
Yeah, well, the mindset's obviously, it's been a tough year for me. I had a big injury pre-season, 2-3 months ago, and broke my hip, pelvis, back, and ribs, and it was sort of set me back a lot. And then I got probably 3 days on before the first round of the World Supercross, and then the first round, I had to fly straight from there to Vancouver, so I didn't ride that week, and then from Vancouver home, and then jet lag trying to ride before Melbourne. Melbourne was the first time I actually got to ride before the race, and yeah, it was just momentum. I'm pretty headstrong, so it doesn't bother me too much. I'd love a couple more days on the bike, but I've actually had a good week this week, and yeah, I'm feeling ready to go. Actually, I'm happy, and hopefully I gel with the track, and I reckon I can probably surprise some people this weekend after the performance last weekend, and just where my mindset's at. Should be good.
How different is the bike from 1 week to the next? Obviously here you're with the Bud Racing team, but yeah, how different is it?
Obviously I'm not their number one rider back home. Obviously Clout's their number one rider, so just stock engine, I think a piston, vortex, and a PC pipe. So little bit slower their bike compared to what Bud put into their engines. They're a little bit faster here, but yeah, I don't really notice. I bring my own suspension from Australia with me even it's been on my practice bike, my race bike, everything. So I'm lucky enough that MCD do that for me, and I have that familiar bike feel. So it's just a little bit faster, so probably help me more.
Hey, this weekend, final one from me. World Supercross obviously clashes with WSX. I feel like you're a perfect person to represent Australia in World Supercross, being, 9-time champion, internationally recognised. What's the differences for you as a rider between the two series? Without getting too deep, just, what's different?
You get me in trouble, but no, it's hard to say. These guys really look after you at World Supercross, like put on events and treat you like, I'm not the top guy here, and we all know it, but they treat you like a top guy. We get treated evenly. We get to do all the same activities that they plan out, and where Australia gets the Americans and pay for their entry and pay them directly. And I'm a 9-time Australian champion, can't do press day, and I have to pay my $350 entry. Like, put it this way, I'm not a factory rider by any means. I paid for my motel, my airfares, everything last weekend, and I tied for third with the second best rider in the world, and it cost me $1,500. So there's the difference. I come here, I make money, and I go and tie with Hunter Lawrence for third, and it cost me $1,500 to do that.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Well, really solid work last weekend. Hopefully we see some of that Matt Moss magic here this weekend. Thank you.
No, thanks, guys.
Cooper Webb, you're back in Australia, this time in the World Supercross Championship. So something new there, but yeah, tell us about the, I guess, the expectation for the weekend.
We're back in Oz. It's crazy to be here. Obviously, first time in the World Supercross. We've done the OzX in the past, so to be here, Gold Coast, first time there, which is cool, and for me, first time with this World Supercross series. So it's you know, going to be a learning curve, and it's cool. As far as expectations, yeah, I think the goal is to go out there and try to win, right? That's why we line up, and but yeah, there's obviously a lot of good guys this weekend, which will be fun, and see where we're at, and so on and so forth. So just kind of want to go out and make improvements from Paris 2 weeks ago, and I believe that should be a pretty good result up there on the podium at least.
How much attention have you paid to this series in the past? You know, obviously, as you said, it is your debut, but yeah, there have been some big names in this that you traditionally will race against. So have you paid much attention to World Supercross?
Honestly, yes and no. I mean, it's something where, yeah, the last few years I've been super interested in it, and the ideas, and obviously they've had their challenges, but overall, you know, seeing what they're doing and what they're trying to do, I think is awesome, especially for a racer, and being a multi-time champion, like to be able to race my dirt bike globally is something that would be, you know, super exciting. But yeah, as far as like the physical races this year, I haven't watched them really any. I've just watched the highlights. I was racing the same weekend as Vancouver at Paris Supercross, so didn't really get to see that one, but Buenos Aires I watched, and yeah, obviously it looks like Ken's been riding well. We saw Eli rode really well at Vancouver, and you know, Jason was better the last one, and so on and so forth. There's going to be some good guys, and I ride with Haiden, so obviously kind of see where he stands a little bit, but overall, yeah, I know the guys that are going to be at A1 that are ready to go as well.
Being late November, do you consider this, I guess, late in the off-season, early in the pre-season? Anaheim 1's not too far away, but it's kind of the timing's a bit kind of strange, I guess.
Yeah, for me, it's dead middle of the preseason, right? I started riding first week of November, so this will be, yeah, like 3.5 weeks of riding, which, you know, it doesn't put you, maybe, at least for me, as good as I could be at this time, but my goal always is January 1 or around that time for Anaheim. So for me, physically, I feel like I'm in a good spot, though. We've done, you know, a fair bit of training. We waited a little bit to get on the bike just for, it's such a long season in the States that, you know, you do want to peak at the right times. And and we got a new bike, so there's been days where we've had been doing a lot of testing, and then there's days that we put in our laps. But so far, you know, after Paris, we kind of just really focused in on testing, and that was like our main area this last week of riding. And then now we came here, and yeah, as far as like prep and where I should be, I'm maybe not like where I exactly want to be at this point, but like I said, I kind of always go towards January, but I think we made a big push with the bike, and we'll see if that translates results and speed and all that this week.
The YZ450F, it is one of the few bikes that has changed a lot since the previous generation, previous model. How different is it for you?
Yeah, so they made some big changes in a positive manner, right? But it's like anything, you got to run through it all and see where it's all at. So the 2026, they changed, you know, the engine, the chassis, stuff like that. So just kind of fine tuning it. I feel like for me, it's been a big improvement in the engine department. That's something that I was stoked about. It feels like a much more rideable power, which is great. Obviously the hydraulic clutch now that comes standard on them. I've always been a hydro guy, but this system's a little bit different. And then the big thing is the chassis, right? I feel like the whoops, it's made a big improvement in the whoops. So I'm excited for that. That obviously has been something where I've been trying to get better at as well throughout the years. And but it's like anything, like our bike last year was just such a great bike. Clearly, I won the championship on it, and when you do that, I didn't touch my bike for like 2 years. 2024, 25, I ran the same setting. So when you get an all-new motorcycle, it always, you gotta go through the good and go through the bad, and that's kind of what we've been doing.
The last one from me, we saw the celebration, that sense of achievement there in Salt Lake to become a 3-time 450 SX champion. Another opportunity to try and defend, that would be 4, which would, again, you're already among the greats, but that would be another level again. How is the desire, the want, the goal, I guess, at this point of your career?
Yeah, it was a huge night, obviously, in Salt Lake for me to get that third one. It was kind of a weight lifted off my shoulders in a sense, because I had been trying to get the third for so many years, and it was a long time in between, right? So for me, it was a dream come true again, but it's like anything in this sport. You get it and you just want it again, right? So for me, that's why I'm still here and I'm still racing, is to chase that #1 plate. And I still feel like I'm extremely capable in Supercross to be a champion at any time I line up. So to go defend is something I've never been able to do, and I don't take that lightly, and I want to put my best foot forward on doing it again. With that being said, there's heaps of other riders that are going for that same goal and are going to be on the top of their game as well. So I don't take that lightly, but like I said, I'm excited for the year. A big part of it, as we see, is being consistent like I am and staying in the championship, staying healthy. So I'm really looking forward to the challenge. I got the #1 plate in the States, obviously not here, but I want to try to keep that thing on there.
Hey, we look forward to it. We look forward to tomorrow as well. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Love the outfit. Crocodile Hunter, so getting the vibes. How is Australia?
I love this place. It's wild out here. Like, I feel like they're rowdy. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just the people I've surrounded myself around, because I've been around Jackson Strong and all his buddies. They all seem like they just freaking strangle kangaroos and find hot chicks.
It's funny because on one side you're enjoying yourself, you're a wild card in World Supercross, you know, your dad's having a good time as well, just kind of with the crew. But then on the complete opposite side, you are racing SX1 on the 450 again, and you know, got more company this weekend in Eli Tomac, Cooper Webb. So how do you kind of balance the play versus making the most of this opportunity this weekend?
Yeah, I just come out here and I'm just enjoying it. I'm enjoying the atmosphere. I wasn't expecting like how many fans I have here. Like, it's crazy. I've like walking around Australia, I've gotten noticed more than I do when I'm in America. It's like the fans here are awesome. They're rowdy. I'm sure this stadium's going to be going off, and really just put on a show. These off-season races, it doesn't affect our championship, so go put on a show for the crowd and show them what it's like.
We've seen you doing some riding during the week. A lot different. Very different, the tracks in Australia.
Yeah, 100%. I got on these tracks and I was like, yeah, this is not an American track. You get spoiled as can be when you're in America. So come over here, and I mean, you make do of what you got. It was cool that even we were able to come ride before this race. So it was good.
When you look, think back to Argentina, the gate drop there, obviously good mileage. What was it like sitting out Canada? Was there any kind of FOMO or?
Yeah, wait, Canada?
Yeah, so you went from Argentina, you were there, Canada was on, you weren't there.
Yeah.
So missing that one, but you're back.
I know, I feel like I got a little bit of momentum in Argentina, starting last pretty much all the races. I was like, okay, now I kind of get what it's like racing these guys, and even learned myself on the race. I mean, overriding, underriding, just figuring out how I ride a 450 when it comes race time. And obviously I had those clutch issues, so now we're back on a cable clutch, and just fixing minor problems that, I mean, any racer runs into sometimes. So now that we have that all set, I'm like, wanted to go racing again, you know, prove myself a little more, but we had the opportunity this weekend.
Two more quick ones. Duff, spent a lot of time in Australia, your mechanic, kind of feels Aussie to us. Does he share much of that with you?
Oh yeah, he loves talking about it. I've never heard someone talk more about Australia than my own mechanic. He loves it here, so, and I can see why. I mean, it's an awesome place. I've enjoyed it. It's a good time for sure, and yeah, I knew when you worked back with Brayton, they'd be here for 3 months at a time, and I'm already like planning like when I'm gonna come back out here to hang out, because it is a fun time.
Final one, first impression of Seabus Super Stadium. The track's not complete yet, but looks cool, right?
Yeah, 100%. When I raced in Argentina, it was more like a pop-up setup. Coming to this actual stadium, so I'm gonna get more of that stadium vibe, and yeah, they're gonna build the track right now. It's literally the day before the race, so yeah, hopefully we get some ruts. I really would like to lay it over in a turn. Argentina was so hard packed. I literally just had a flat track every turn, so I'm excited.
Hey, thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Max Anstie back in Australia, obviously familiar for you, and back in World Supercross full time this time. So yeah, been a really, really strong start to this season for you.
Yeah, it has. I'm excited to be back in Australia. It's nice. Had a great week. Went up to Noosa. Had a few days up there. JB showed me around. You know, he's obviously basically Australian after all the years that he's done and stuff here. So it's been a great week. Family's loved it. Weather's great. Ready to go and do some work tomorrow night. It's time to lock back in and execute. That's what we've managed to do the first 2 rounds, but you know how it is, anything can change, and week to week it's all different, so got to stay focused on the job and yeah, get it done.
Not a lot of racing for you in the US for some time, so how important are these 5 races in, we won't say in the off season, but
yeah. They are really important for me, because I think it's one of those things where getting sharp again, you know, getting sharp, figuring the bike out, figuring myself out, getting myself ready to go for next season. I think racing is really important for me, and of course I have the best of both worlds, because I get to go back and jump into boot camp with the rest of my teammates and the boys, and then I get to come off and go to these races and get to do interviews, get to do gate drops, and kind of have the mental stress of the championship and all that kind of stuff. So definitely great preparation for me, and I feel like I'm really enjoying this championship. I want to, you know, get another world title. That would be the goal. Of course, I know anything can happen. The boys are definitely coming for me, but I've got to stay locked in and do my thing. But as far as it goes for prep for next year and whatever, I think it's great. I'm also just focused on this weekend and next weekend, the weekend after that. That's 1 week at a time.
When you have proven so dominant like you have to date, like you said, the competition is there, but you have been that level above. Are you still taking each round? Are you still getting takeaways, learnings that you can take into 26?
Yeah, and yeah, definitely. Mentally, as well. I mean, obviously my bike, I actually haven't touched it the first 2 rounds. We'll see how we go. The next, which is good. I'm just executing, trying to just perfect myself. Obviously I was great last year. I won a race in Supercross, won the first round, and then I knew 7 days later it went a bit sideways. We had the red flags, we had this, we had that, and a few weeks later I was upside down with a broken leg. I know how it goes, so for me this is so important for me to be just locked in every week. And yeah, it's great to win, but I've got to just focus on what I can and take what I can out of it. If that's not a win, then I'm just taking the best out of it, making the best out of each race, each moto, each start, each gate drop, and yeah, trying to do the best job I can. So it's all just trying to be better than yesterday. I mean, and yeah, okay, the goal is to win this championship, and I want to win a championship in the US. Like I want to win the Supercross Championship, whichever one I do. It's just trying to maximize and take all the things that I can take from that and replicate that and be a better person all round, and be a better rider for whenever I next show up.
Final one from me. You're no stranger to doing, whether it's the Australian Championship, World Championship, and obviously in the US is the big picture. Is there a bit of an art to carrying what you learn, the confidence you take from this time of year into your American season?
Definitely, and I mean, I'm lucky I've got a great mentor, JB, who's obviously the master at these type of races, and then carrying that momentum into Anaheim. So yeah, for me, at my age too, I feel like it's really good for me to race. Boot camp and stuff is great, and I've got the best of both worlds. So but I just think I miss so much racing in outdoors. Racing right now is what's right for me, and it's different for each person. I mean, I know a lot of guys if they've raced the full season of US stuff, it's like the last thing they want to do is go to any more races for a few months. But for me, it's I'm really enjoying this. I'm really trying to execute and find my form and be the best I can be.
Hey, thank you, appreciate it.
Cheers.